present days, building technologies have developed rapidly and made it possible for people to live in tall and massive buildings. Going back to the past, as large buildings have started to develop, problems occurred, especially environmental problems. Faster structural materials were involved, greater volumes of air were enclosed. Exterior meteorological conditions banking up wind pressures, and tall buildings overshadowing large areas of ground. How did their form and constructional techniques cause environmental problems? The similar forms of skyscrapers caused thermal siphon effect, pulling in bad weather and in street dirt while making doors difficult to manage. The ultimate solution was to be controlled mechanical ventilation of a sealed building envelope, but a simple solution was to hand by the end of 80s by Van Kannel. Although it was innovative, it wasn't a solution for all the environmental problems of large buildings. Radical mechanical improvements were to be the only solution. It was necessary to have control in humidity from day to night, temperature from summer to winter, and air pollutions. From the first years of the 20th century, two outstanding buildings showed advanced environmental technologies motivated by an external climate containing a local excess of pollutants. The Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast, Ireland, was the first air-conditioned building in the world, which was capable of controlling heat, humidity, and filtered air. The building used both mechanical and natural ventilation in a compact plan with minimum use of duct. Sets of steam engines operated by waste stream from laundry spoilers drove exile flow fans on common shaft and engine room. Output from these fans fed into the inlet, then into the duct. From the giant duct, air moved into distributor channels that were set high under ceilings. From distributor, air rose through risers and walls of wards and delivered through openings above head level. Foul air disposed through extract ducts and finally left the building through vertical risers. The sprinkler system moisturized fiber ropes, then sent it to heating coils for both to control heat and humidity. The form of the building has an unmodish exterior, and the style was thoroughly discounted and out of fashion among progressive architects of the 1900s. Larkin Administration Building was an early masterpiece of modern architecture that was the first air-conditioned building in the country. The use of vast single vessel of space linked with balconies using stair towers free of the central block allowed the air conditioning possible for the building. These four towers gave a registral form of the exterior, which came from a flash of inspiration. Air from well above the external pollutants was drawn down ducts in the blank walls of the corner towers. The tempered air was blown up riser ducts and the massive blank brick panels on the exterior walls adjacent to the stair towers. Then the air was distributed floor by floor through input registers on the backs of the downstand beams under the balustrades of the balconies. The same blank brick panels also had exhaust ducts for air exhaustion. The third duct space in the panel housed pipes and wiring and other utilities. In the basement, air was cleaned and heated, or after the installation of the refrigerating plant in 1909, cooled. Its exterior was pleasing and conformed to the strict classical taste, and the flash inspiration of designing four stair towers satisfied both to create striking form and to solve environmental problems. The forms of these two buildings were imposed by the method of environmental management employed and served an important role in the progress of creating human environment.